Alright guys, a little bit of information before this video starts. If you guys take a look, the arrow pointing at the blue stone, that's basically the stone that you guys are going to be able to build your rune based off. And this whole blue line, the whole long blue line, indicates the main rune page that you guys are using. So this one basically is going to be the best one because you're going to be able to upgrade it to tier 3, and tier 3 runes basically do the most effects. And at the bottom you have two different additional rune pages that you can use along with this, but they're going to be tier 1, or the highest is going to be tier 2 if you use the same ones. Anyways, here is the full showcase of the rune system. I'm going to be able to change my gem and upgrade my first tier, and then second tier, and then my third tier. So this is my main rune page in my rune system. And then at the bottom you're going to be able to choose sub runes, which is going to go along with these, but they're just going to be only tier 1, so you're going to have a little bit effect. So if you choose a blue one, again you're going to be able to get a level 2 blue, but you're never going to get a level 3 of it. But yeah, you could choose different ones as well. So if you go on yellow, you're going to have another yellow, which is going to be tier 1. Now let's get into the video. Alright guys, so as you guys know, the rune system is going to be completely free and it's going to be unlocked on level 5, and when it's unlocked everything is going to be free, no upgrades, no coins or anything. And basically it's going to be the most balanced rune page that you guys ever seen in your ROV probably. And then this is not going to be the same as the Arcana system, they're going to be different, but they're going to work together in the same pattern, and you're going to be able to basically use both of them in the fight. And then as I mentioned before, there's a main line and there's two sublines for your rune page. The main line being the most important one, where you're going to be able to upgrade to tier 3 and get the most effects out of it. And the two sub ones are going to be only up to tier 2 or tier 1. So those are just the side ones that you could use. And let's just go over the effects. So right here we have the Origin of Castle, which is basically the blue version of the rune page. And the first one is Frost Marks. After 3 minutes of the game you will gain a power of the cream, and then after you use it you're gonna be able to immune all the damage, but you can attack or move anything. So this is basically like the item that we have for the mages, the Arctic Orb. So this is just gonna be like an ability that you could like, I'm pretty sure you could only use it once. Yeah, so as you guys can see, only could use it once. So once you guys use this in a match, you're not gonna be able to use it anymore. It's gonna come next to your home button, I mean when you go recall button. So it's not gonna affect if you buy the Arctic Orb that you can use this, but yeah, it's gonna be right next to the recall button, so it's not gonna affect the Arctic Orb if you buy it. And the second one is a God of Death, basically the Death Sickle. So after 3 minutes in a game you will receive the reward of Death Sickle, immune all the fatal injuries, and you're gonna get an increased movement speed for 1 second. And this effect can only take effect once again. So these two items are basically Death Sickle and Arctic Orb, and you're going to be able to only use them once. So if you use this in the sub pages, you're going to get them, but you can only use them once. So don't use these as your main pages, I guess, unless you're playing as a mage or something like that. And the third one is Magic Whisper. Your challenger will get 15% additional cooldown. So this is pretty decent if you want to rush early game and just spam your abilities, especially for like Tulan, because he's kind of getting like a nerf for his cooldowns. If you want 15% additional cooldown, you could actually use this. And then we have this small soldier killer. So this one, when you hit someone, when you hit the minions and they're lower, like when they're about 200 health or they're lower, you're gonna instantly kill them. So that's pretty decent. It's gonna be able to help you clear the minion waves pretty fast. And then the Bounty Hunter, you're basically born with stacks, and the more minions or whatever you kill, you're gonna gain 10 attack power and 15 magic. So you have to kill heroes actually. So when you guys kill heroes, you're gonna get stacks, and the stacks are gonna give you 10 attack power and 15 magic attacks for every level that you get. And the repeatedly is basically the resurrection skill. After you die, you're gonna be able to come back, and you can only use this 3 times, just like the Blade of Eternity. So you could only use this 3 times, and the cooldown each time is gonna go up. So the first time is gonna be 100 seconds, and then it's gonna be about 200 seconds, and the last one is gonna be 300 seconds, which is pretty high. And the tier 3 item here, you're born at level 2. So basically, once you enter the game, you're gonna be level 2, and until level 12, you get 50% increase in your experience. But you're gonna have to get less gold, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, so from level 2 until level 12, you're gonna get 50% more experience. But to even it out, you're gonna get less gold. So that's pretty nice actually. So I think this could help a lot of mages in the mid lane, or depending. I'm pretty sure this is not good for marksmen because you're gonna get less gold, and marksmen really depend on gold. So some of the mages do a lot of damage already. So I could see these people going for upgrades first. But yeah, let's move on to the Bright Temple. So the Sacrifice Axe, your damage to the enemies will be increased by 3%, but you're also gonna get 2% damage back, and melees only do 1% back. So this is good for warriors. So you're gonna be able to do 3% increase and take only 1% back if you're fighting like a melee like Tara. So that's pretty decent. And then we have the Magic Filling. This attack, when it hits the enemy heroes, they basically gonna lose their mana for about 8%. So this is pretty nice as well, and the cooldown is actually 5 seconds. So if you're going against someone who has a lot of mana, you could use this and just basically drain their mana so they have to go home every time. The Holy Beats, your ultimate skill gains 10% extra gold. So whenever you use your ultimate, you're gonna get 10% gold, I'm pretty sure, but this is gonna be limited at a point. So I'm pretty sure once you reach some kind of level of gold that you're earning is just gonna stop, and you're probably gonna stop receiving gold. And then the blessing is that the crit rate you get will increase the items. So if you buy a crit item, you're gonna get 12% additional crit, and then if you buy any kind of magical spell, you're gonna get 8% increase off the magical spell as well. So this actually seems pretty nice, and I'm pretty sure it's a tier 2 item. Yeah, so this is a tier 2 item, and if you do that, you're gonna be able to get 12% more crit and 8% based on your magic spell. And I'm pretty sure this is because of the nerfs that are coming to the characters, like Wukong is losing a lot of his crit and stuff, so this makes sense. And then we have the Holy. Basically, it helps you to get physical or magic penetration by 18 damage, and it's gonna basically increase every level by 4 points. And then we have the Call of the Holy Spirit. I mentioned this on the last video. If you hit someone for about 3 times, you're gonna summon an elf, which is gonna attack with you for 5 seconds. So the cooldown for this is actually 10 seconds. So if you use it once, you have to wait another 10 seconds for it to come back. But yeah, it's gonna be able to basically help you to do auto attacks to other people. And then we have the Wauhao Sheng Lei. And when you deal damage to an enemy with your first attack or ability, it triggers a thunderstorm dealing 100 damage, and each skill or general attack will reduce the skill cooldown by 1 second. So the cooldown for this one is actually 15 seconds, which is not bad as well. The Scared Guardian. After receiving 30% of damage of your health over the maximum health in 2 seconds, you will immediately increase the movement by 50%, and you're gonna gain a shield and 15% in blood sucking. So I'm pretty sure, so once you receive 30% damage, you're gonna get 50% more movement speed and 550 shield and 15% lifesteal. And if you kill or assist someone, it's gonna increase. So the timer is gonna basically go up. So if the cooldown for this is for like 2 seconds, it's gonna go up by 3 seconds if you kill or assist someone, which is pretty nice. So if it's actually 2 seconds, it's gonna go up to 5 seconds. But the cooldown for this whole thing is 30 seconds. So once you use it, you have to wait 30 seconds. Now let's move to the Magical Energy Abyss. So this is the red gems, and the Devouring, which is the tier 1. After killing or assisting, it will recover 12% of your health. And okay, so basically if you kill or assist in killing anyone, you're gonna get 12% of your health back, and you're gonna get 18% of your magic value, which is your mana. And the Shadow Blade, every time you use any kind of dash or anything, you're gonna have a shadow effect, and basically this is gonna stack up. I know if you guys watch some of my videos, you're gonna be able to see that in some of the videos in the test server where I'm actually like dashing around and I have like a red effect around me, and this is because of that. And every time you stack it, you're gonna do 30 physical damage to people, and the cooldown for this, I'm pretty sure, is 2 seconds. And then we have magic. Your general attack or abilities are gonna do 50 magical and additional physical damage to enemy heroes, and the cooldown for that is 8 seconds. The Ghost Claw right here get 12 to 40 attack power and 18 to 60 magic attacks depending on your level. And Breakbone, and the Breakbone is gonna basically make you 10% tougher, so this is pretty good for Thane. If you guys play Thane or any kind of support, I'm pretty sure this is gonna benefit you once you are tougher. But this is a tier 2 item, I'm pretty sure, yeah. So you need to have it tier 2. And then we have the Jedi Battle, the general attack or skill that causes the enemy, the heroes, will increase their own 2 clock speed. Oh yeah, so this one is pretty similar to the other one that I was talking about, the Shadow Blade. So this one is actually on the test server as well. So if you guys basically attack anyone with your skill or anything from a far range and you do like a certain amount of damage, you're gonna be able to get some health back, do more damage, and if you're further from them, you're gonna even do more damage. So the explanation is pretty messed up here, so we still have to wait for the official English version, but this is just a Taiwanese version that we're going over. So as I mentioned before, it's not going to be accurate as much as the English version that's going to be coming out. And then we have the Curse of Death. Basically, it's going to put a curse on people that does damage over time. Every time you basically hit them with one of your abilities or your skill attacks from a certain range, and the cooldown for this is 15 seconds. And we have the Devil's Awakening. Immediately after releasing your ultimate skill, you will reduce your cooldown spells for 50 and gain 20% cooldown reduction, and then you're gonna increase your own 10% output for 6%, and kill assist will extend. Okay, so from what I understand is that you're gonna lose 50% of the cooldown skill that you use, and then you're gonna have 20% increased cooldown, so these skills are gonna recover faster, and then you're gonna have 10% more damage output for 6 seconds. And if you kill or assist anyone during the effect, it's gonna increase it by 3 seconds, and the cooldown for this is actually 30 seconds. So this is pretty strong as well, but again, this is a tier 3 item. And then right here we have the River Cruise. After entering the river, you will increase the speed by 10 points, and you would get an extra 20 rounds of blood every 5 seconds and 10 rounds of blue effects. So that's mana and health. So if you guys go into the river, you're gonna get mana and health back for about 5 seconds. Secretly hurting people. After stepping into the grass, the next attack will be accomplished by 4% of your current damage health, and the effect will be 4 seconds. So you're gonna get like percentage health damage based on 4% of how much health they have, and you basically are gonna be able to hit them for that for 4 seconds, and the cooldown is 20. Tower of the Blessing, when you're under a defensive tower. Okay, so when you're under your tower, you're gonna get extra 15% health, and you're gonna do 10% more damage. So this is actually pretty strong if you're under tower. So for marksman, if you're getting dueling, you could actually have this in your page, and you're gonna be able to destroy people. Accelerated healing, your healing and shield effects will be increased by 10%, and if the target health is less than 50%, the effect is increased by 10%. So it's going to be basically 20% increase of health if your target is lower than 50%, which is pretty strong as well. If like your team has like a lot of healing, so if you have like 3 heals in your team and then you're in a fight, you could be able to heal all of your team and come back. The Natural Gift, every creep or wild monster that's around you will give you permanent access. Okay, so every time you basically kill a creep, like a minion in the mid lane or any kind of like jungle camps, you're going to be able to get stacks, and each one gives you 8 health point, and it could actually go to 100. So you're going to get 800 health. So it's basically like Leviathan, but just as a rune page. The Right of Nature, after hitting an enemy hero or hard control skills, gain a continuous burning effect. So okay, so basically if you hit someone with like a stun or anything like that, you're gonna put them on a burning effect, which does burning effect that does 1% of their magic percentage, and basically it's gonna reduce their magic resistance by 50 for 25 seconds. So I'm pretty sure this one is decent as well. This could be used for mages, but I'm pretty sure this is yeah, this is a tier 3 item, so it's gonna be really hard to decide which actually the rune page is you're gonna be using. The burst 3, after being damaged, the stacking, after stacking 20 layers, you can increase your own explosion cause. So basically after your damage, you could stack for 20 layers, and once you get taken damage for 20 times, you're going to be able to explode and do damage to people and stun them for 0.5 seconds. And it's going to recover you for 5 seconds, I guess, for 50% for 5 seconds. So that's pretty decent actually. I think this is pretty good for tanks. As you're taking damage, you're going to be able to get a lot of your stuff back. For the jungle ranger, after the war, get extra 40 blood and 5 for 5 seconds. And the next, oh, this is actually pretty nice for jungle. So after you leave the fight, you're gonna get extra 40 health and 5 your mana back every 5 seconds. And the next auto attack that you land on someone is gonna reduce the enemy's movement speed by 50%, which lasts for 1 second. And it's gonna reduce their damage for 30 seconds for 2 seconds. Wow, 30% for 2 seconds. Okay. Yeah, so these rune pages are actually pretty interesting. And once the English version comes out, I'm gonna be able to give you guys more accurate details about it. But as you guys saw me, I was struggling reading this, and I should have probably read over this before, but again, this is not even accurate. So even if I read beforehand, I wouldn't really understand what they're saying. But these rune pages are actually pretty decent. But if you guys know what they kind of mean, and you guys understand what they're gonna be able to do, you can see how strong they could be in the early game and some of them in the late game. So this is pretty insane. Anyways guys, thank you for watching. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like. But that's basically about it, and I'm going to leave a link to this page for you guys in the description so you can check it out yourself. Enjoy.